Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco. It is New Comic Book Day. I got a fat stack of comics, and also a keen eye would have noticed that I have a box sitting here. And this is something I was a little not surprised for, or I am surprised for. It's a single comic. I sent in 3 comics to CGC recently, one of them being modern and 2 of them being, pre-1975. So I was hopeful that they might send all 3 at the same time. I know usually they don't, but or in previous times that they haven't, rather. But their turnaround times seem to be relatively the same. I think it was just a couple more days. So I was like, maybe they'll send all 3 at the same time. Nope, they sent me my modern first. So we are going to also check this out, but I will. It's not even open. I will do this at the end. I'm going to cut the tape and leave it here as a temptation to stick around, check out the full video. I got a lot of cool comics to talk about. I didn't get to even read all my comics this week. I read most of them. There was a few, though, that I didn't get around to, but a lot of cool things to talk about. So the box is now open. I do not know the grades. We're going to find out together. It is a comic, regardless of the grade, going up on the wall. It's a book that I have been really wanting to put up there for a while. I've had it raw for a while now, but just finally getting around to grading it. Let's go ahead and talk about new comics, though. So starting off with Iron Cat number 3, and I did pick up the B cover here. I thought the A cover was just kind of okay. This one was a little bit better. Iron Cat has been a great story, though. I thought this issue was really good. So if you're unfamiliar with the Iron Cat story, it's about Black Cat and Iron Man kind of teaming up. You find out someone has stolen the Iron Cat armor, which is from like 2 Black Cat series ago. 2 or 3, I can't remember. And anyway, so some, haunting troubles from the past. And it's written by Jed MacKay. If you're not familiar, he's also doing Moon Knight. And he did Death of Doctor Strange. And he did the Taskmaster miniseries that I love absolutely. But yeah, super good. And then moving on to, what number is this? Hulk number 8. Feels like this book was on hiatus for forever. It's the last part of the Hulk versus Thor banner war. Oh, also I picked up the Dodderman Gala cover, which I thought was pretty interesting because myself, I'm much more of a fan of what they call the sexy She-Hulk rather than the big buff savage She-Hulk, for lack of better words. But I feel like Dodderman did a really good job here of kind of blending both worlds, where she is definitely ripped, but still has that sexy allure to her. And I was like, that's pretty good. I like Dodderman. So I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and pick up this cover instead. I like the A and B cover, or whatever that other cover was as well. But anyway, so finally the conclusion to Hulk versus Thor Banner of War. Pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It was strange because this whole thing really felt a lot more focused on Hulk rather than Thor, but this last issue I felt made up for it, and like, despite it being a Hulk book, really had some interesting stuff going on with Thor, and I'm very excited to pick up in the next issue of Thor, but also it did cool things with Hulk that I'm really excited to see what's going on with him. So this sets up both stories to move on in a new direction that I think are very... The Hulk is very interesting. Thor, I have a bit more questions. I'm excited, don't get me wrong. It's not like, what are they doing? But it's like, oh, well, what are they doing, Moving on, I got a lot of books to talk about. Probably the best book of the week, Strange number 5. Man, what a great book. The thing that sucked about this issue was the very first book that I read today. So just nothing compared. Like, even though, like, I read Hulk afterwards, I read Iron Cat afterwards, they were good. But Strange has been an incredible series. Again, Jed MacKay, and he's killing it. He is absolutely killing it. There was a surprise guest in this issue that was there for a significant amount of time, and the ending also was wild. Big revelation at the end that reframes what's been going on. fantastic issue. Fantastic issue. Really, really love this issue. Yeah, I highly suggest reading Strange if you haven't done so. And then we have Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. I picked up, I believe this is the B cover. This is the new Spider UK from a different universe. She's got a lot of things going on. She's kind of an interesting character. So this story, like the first issue, was multiple stories fit into one book, but they're all kind of tying together into something bigger. They're kind of their own things, but introducing a lot of characters and whatnot. I felt strange about this character in particular, and I don't remember her name other than she's Spider UK. I feel like I liked the character. I feel like she was interesting, but I wasn't huge on the writing, at least for this character. And I felt that way kind of about the last issue as well. Are these written by multiple people? Yes, they are written by different people, and that makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, it was a strange feeling that I'm not sure I've really felt before. I'm like, I vibe with this character, but I don't really like this writing at all. And so, yeah, it was kind of interesting. In the last issue, we dealt with other Spider people, and some of them, some of the stories I like better. I thought the Spider Rex and the Spider-Man Noir were better stories. So this one has Gwen, Spider UK. Who else was it? I don't know that Spider. There's so many Spider people. The one at the end I thought was the most interesting story, but I don't remember that Spider person's name. But yeah, overall interesting. I'm liking Edge of Spider-Verse. I wouldn't say that I love it, but I think it'll pick up once we get out of. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to continue to be like separate stories all the time. I assume at some point the characters are going to come together, but it's a little hard to say right now. Then we have Avengers 1 million BC. I don't know if this is a one-shot or not. This is just kind of going back in time. So you have a lot of these like legacy characters that always pass down the throne, and you get to see like older versions of Ghost Rider, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, and then you have Odin instead of Thor. And you have the Phoenix. So yeah, it's just a story. It's Jason Aaron again. So I don't know, and obviously Chris isn't here with me this time. He wasn't feeling well today, so he's been asleep pretty much all day and hasn't read any books. But anyway, I don't know how much of this ties into like the rest of the Avengers stuff and the Avengers Forever and all this stuff that Jason Aaron's doing right now with the Avengers. It's really confusing. There's a lot of it going on, and I'm sure if I read it all, it'd make a lot more sense. There's some cool stuff, like he just had some, what was it, Samurai Ghost Riders or something in an issue or two ago from in the Avengers run. I was like, that's cool. I'm always down for that. But anyway, I mean, this was a good story. I enjoyed it. Maybe a bit slower pace, not a ton of action or anything. But a bit of a story of love and life. And then I got a few books here that I didn't get to read. So we have, what issue is this? Number 3, Marvel, or Fortnite Marvel Zero War. Picked up the Momoko variant. Pretty cool. I do like this character. Oh god, what's her name? The Imagined, I think. Yeah, I like this cover. Like I said, just didn't get around to reading it. But I've actually been enjoying this story. I know most people are picking up this book because it has a code to get, cosmetics in the game. But I actually have been enjoying the story. It's fun, kind of goofy, and just, I don't know. It's just been an enjoyable read. New Mutants 28. I was a little disappointed. There was no variants to this book this week. And I love me my magic variants. But, I mean, this cover's fine. I like it. Always want more. Can't say too much on that. Like I said, didn't get around to reading that one. And then we also have this awesome X-Men 13 Art Adams cover of Phoenix. And it's been a little bit, I feel like, since I've got an X-Men Art Adams, because lately they've all been 1 in 25s. But this one, very, very sweet cover. I love me some Art Adams. And this one, kind of has that old school vibe. of his work, you know. Then moving on to Daredevil number 2, also Legacy issue 650. Again, didn't get to read this one. This is a thicker issue. I hope this one picked up a bit more, and I kind of hope that was the point, because you know I know that they force him to do big issues on the big legacy numbers and everything. So I feel like issue 1 was just kind of a recap for everyone who didn't read Devil's Reign and Daredevil and everything. So yeah, it just felt very standstill. Be like, here's everything that happened in case you didn't read that. So I'm hoping, the only thing, there was a bit of a promise that they will at some point either unite or come to fist with the Punisher, because he's leading the Hand right now, and that's kind of their goal, is to take down the Hand. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Like I said, didn't get around to reading it. Also picked up the Predator variant, which is pretty freaking sweet. I do like this one quite a bit. I think it is a awesome cover. And then we also have the Captain Marvel Predator variant, which is pretty good. I enjoy this one as well. I like the horror vibes going on in this one, even though Captain Marvel would just destroy a Predator. And then we have Miss Marvel and Moon Knight. I didn't read the one from last week, the Miss Marvel and I think it was Wolverine. So I assume I'm going to have to read that one before reading this one. And like I said, I didn't have time to read everything this week anyway, so I decided to put this one aside. I do think this is an awesome cover. I'm not sure, I don't remember who the artist is, but that's an awesome cover A. But we also picked up, let's see, I think this is the cover B actually. Oh yeah, Momoko on the cover B, which again, another great cover. And then, not sure who's on the cover C, but again, another great cover. So 3 for 3 on the Miss Marvel Moon Knight. Thought were pretty awesome. And then this is some of Chris's stuff to read here. Oh crap, I missed this book. This is another Fortnite Marvel. I put them in the wrong order. I think this is the A cover, maybe, possibly. But yeah, Chris gets one, I get one. So there's that. And then we have it's this thing, I guess it's just called Death to the Mutants. So it's a Axe tie-in, Avengers, X-Men, the other one, Eternals. And yeah, Death to the Mutants. I do believe this is just a one-shot. It actually, strangely enough, doesn't even have a number on it, which even one-shots usually have a number on it. So I thought that was kind of strange. Kind of interesting. And then moving on to that's all for Marvel. Very short list on Star Wars. We have Star Wars The Mandalorian number 2, which is the first full appearance of Grogu, Baby Yoda. Wrong side. Always the wrong side. But it's a fine cover. I didn't pick up any of the ratio variants or anything this week. Oh, I didn't pay attention to the bottom of this cover. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it super well. I just kind of grabbed it, you know. I was like, whatever, you know, I'm going to pick it. I didn't read the first one. I'm not going to read this one. I know it's just a retelling of the first season. And from what Chris did end up reading the first one, he said it wasn't even like a really good retelling of the story. But at the same time, it's the first full appearance of Grogu. I don't know if I'm going to continue to get more of these. I assume they'll... Like I said, I didn't read these, so I'm trying to remember the episodes of Season 1. That feels like so long ago now. But, you know, I'm sure there's first appearance of Cara Dune and whoever else, and the Armorer, and I don't know. There might be some other key books. I don't think there'll ever really be anything big. The print runs on these things, I'm sure, are pretty high. I feel like since it is just retelling, it kind of lost a lot of that hype. And so I don't feel like the print runs are astronomical, but I feel like they're pretty high. But yeah, I don't know. So then we have Star Wars number 26. This is the Choose Your Destiny Sprouse cover for Plo Koon. So I've been collecting all these, and they are pretty sweet. I am enjoying collecting that cover run. And then moving on to... Was it just one DC this week? I thought there was another one. I guess only one. So I got Batman the Knight number 8. We are nearing the end of the series. Been a pretty good run. I've been enjoying it. Not a Batman person. Really not. And this is like... early, like the very beginning of him becoming Batman. Even to my knowledge, again, not a big Batman person, but this is leading up to, I think, what a lot of people have previously thought was the beginning of Batman. So it's been pretty fun, and it's, the only reason I'm reading it is it's Zdarsky, and I figured I'd give it a shot, and I've been enjoying it. So now moving on to the indie stuff. Just got a couple more books before we get into the slab. Been leaving it right here so y'all can see it. So that we have Overwatch New Blood number 2. Pretty cool cover of Farah here. The first year that Overwatch was out, I'm pretty sure I played it every single day and didn't miss a single day. So yeah, I used to really like that game. I haven't played it in a long time, but I've always still really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed the little bits of lore that they give us. So I decided I'd go ahead and pick this up. So far, this series is kind of, in a short roundabout way, about, I know he's not McCree anymore. I think his name's Cole. About him, kind of getting the band back together again, so to speak. So yeah, this one, the first issue had, a bit more focus on Anna, and then Anna leads to Farah. So, Farah focus in this issue. Pretty good. I'm enjoying it. If you like Overwatch, you'll probably dig getting some more pieces of lore. And then the last book I have here is Dark Spaces Wildfire number 2, a book that I decided to pick up last time because it was a Scott Snyder book. I've really been enjoying everything I've read by Scott Snyder. And actually, just fairly recently, even just off the first issue, there's been some talk apparently about them making this into a show. And I gotta say, I think the premise is a really good idea for a show. It's about some prisoners that they volunteer and do firefighter work, which, is a real thing that happens. And without spoiling too much, they concoct a scheme to get some money, and it's a heist job, that involves their work as being volunteer firefighters, also a little bit of inside knowledge, and just the right time, the right place, setting up the right situation. And I think that sounds super exciting. I assume there's going to be a lot of obstacles with fire. The ending of this issue was not at all what I expected, so there might be even further twist planned that I just haven't fathomed yet. But been a great series, and I actually think it could be a better show. Every story has a optimal format, and sometimes it's a comic or a novel or a movie or a TV show. That's the thing, I think it'd be a really great show. It could be a good movie probably, but I think it'd be a great show. So I'm hoping that pans out, not just because I have a copy, but I think it'd be really cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the slab. So like I said, I haven't seen the grade. I'm going to put it down here so I don't look at it, but also don't show you my address that's on the other side of that book. Bubble wrap. Trying to see, is this the front or the back? That's the bottom. That should be the back of the book. Okay, cool. So, God, what side's the grade on? It's on this side, right? Yeah, okay, so wait, let's get out of the bag. Hold on. Not looking at it still. Oh, God, you probably saw the grade, maybe. So I'll have to cover it up in editing. But anyway, so we have Star Wars 42, and this side is free for my hand to move. Okay, so we have Star Wars 42 here. First appearance of Boba Fett. A book that I really, really love. Bought a while back, probably when it cost a little bit more than I should have paid. It does have a stain right there. Can you see? Yeah, you can definitely see that. I'm pretty sure. If you look hard enough, you can definitely see the stain. And this is my first book grading with a stain. And I'm not super familiar with how stains grade out. So I don't really know. And like I said, regardless of the grade, this book's going on the wall. I think I have to take down Heir to the Empire, wherever that is. And then, shoot 68 down and put it in between 1 and 68 there. I'm just running out of room. I don't know what else I could take down. All the books up here are certified bangers. So I think it will be Heir to the Empire. Lose a Star Wars spot for a Star Wars book. But yeah, I mean, this is the first Boba Fett. Like, I mean, I love Thrawn. Thrawn's really cool. And it's an awesome, iconic cover, but this is first Boba Fett. It's got to be up on the wall. So my Star Wars 1 is a 9.0. God, if I could point. Maybe one day. And my Star Wars 68 is a 3.0. So I thought it'd be kind of fun if it met in the middle at a 6.0. So it would go 9.0, 6.0, 3.0. Just, down by 3. Now, granted, I don't know. Actually, I don't even remember. I think it's a decent looking book. I just really don't know how stains affect it. And like that's the big thing. Like, I really kind of don't think it'll be as low as a 6.0, but if it is, I'm fine with it. Let's go ahead and check it out though. An 8.5. I'll take an 8.5. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty solid grade. And it's a newsstand too. That's awesome. Actually, I can't remember. I don't know if newsstands were a thing at this time. I think they were, because I think Star Wars 1, I think all those have a barcode on it. There is no regular or newsstand version. It is. But I feel like by the time 42 came out, there was newsstand and regular. I have to double check on that. But I'm pretty hyped. I got an 8.5 on my Star Wars 42. That is pretty awesome. Again, like I said, I mean, even if this thing was a 6.0, it's going to go on my wall. It's first freaking Boba Fett, But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out until the end of the video, or maybe you just skip to the end of the video to check out my grade on my Star Wars 42. Tonight, during the live stream, we unfortunately cannot play, 7 Days to Die anymore. My computer just struggles. Something about when all the zombies spawn really causes the game to lag, and that kills the stream, which is kind of strange. You would think it'd maybe just make it super choppy or something, but no, it just completely guts my internet while running the game and OBS and everything. So I don't know why, but yeah, that's not going to happen. I do have something fun planned. We're going to be playing a new game mode that Chris and I designed on Tabs, which is totally accurate battle simulator. We've played it a couple times on stream, I think. But yeah, super excited for that as well. I have a really fun game mode. We tested it out a few weeks back and been wanting to show you all. It's kind of a versus thing, so you'll get to root for us. But I'm excited to do that. I'm excited that I got an 8.5 on the 42. Man, that is... I was shooting low. I was like, if it's a 6, it's fine. I was actually thinking... And again, I just don't know about stains. I was like, maybe a 7. It's kind of what I was thinking. But again, especially after last time, I was like preparing for the worst. But an 8.5 is pretty sweet. I can't wait to put this thing up on the wall. You'll see it tomorrow you'll see it tonight, if you're here for the stream. But that is it for tonight's video, or today's video, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.